Hi guys, it's Kevin again. Just here at work. It's break time. Thought I'd share another video with you. And I'm still not used to this video thing, but just bear with me. Um, been wanting to kind of talk about inheriting, mental illness from your parents. If that's true or not. But I basically feel that, yeah, it's a big part of it. As growing up as a kid, we'd be driving up to the lake, my dad, me, and one of my dad's buddies, and my dad would be in the passenger seat. And next thing you know, he'd be like, I need you to stop the truck. I need to get out. And he'd get out and walk around and, you know, look around and just walk around. And I'd kind of be thinking to myself, like, what's going on? Like, why is dad having to just stop in the middle of nowhere? And, it's just, it's par for the course, when you have anxiety or panic, this different triggers, you never know what's going to trigger you. And for my dad, a lot of times it was him riding in the passenger seat going somewhere. You would just think too much about it or whatever, and it would trigger him off. And, we'd go out sometimes out on the lake on the boat, and we'd start taking off. And next thing you know, he'd say, stop the boat right here. And he'd be like, slow down or whatever. He'd be having anxiety moment, an anxiety attack. But I never really understood why, like, until I got older and finally started having a different form of anxiety come about. Because my anxiety before, when I was younger, it was always more mental. Like, it would just be in the head and not so much physical. Like, I couldn't feel it running through my limbs, in my heart and my chest. And this time around, it was really different. I can really feel it, you know, pins and needles running through my legs as the anxiety built up, and feeling like adrenaline pumping through my body. And um, so yeah, it can be different symptoms. When you relapse, it's not always the same. It's not always, oh, lack of sleep, throwing up. And it could be, chest pains. uh, I had a really, really bad panic attack for the first time a few weeks back, and it just scared me to death. We had I was having really high anxiety because I just had a trigger set me off a week prior to that, and so me and a coworker were helping a couple managers out, and all of a sudden I started feeling really dizzy. I'm like, what the hell, you know? And just not feeling good, just real, real dizzy, and it wouldn't go away, and I couldn't concentrate, and I almost couldn't think straight, like I was trying to just not show it, but I just couldn't think straight. And so we get done with the little project we're doing, and we go back to the truck, and boss says, go get in the tractor and, start doing mowing, start for the rest of the day, and so I get in the truck and we start driving away, but it just keeps building on me. And I'm still dizzy, and I start feeling pukey, and, I start getting real jittery in the truck, like I can't stop moving. And, my buddy's like, he has anxiety a little bit too. So he's kind of like tripping out, like, oh man, like you got it bad right now. So I barely make it to where we need to go. I get out of the truck and immediately just like stumble forward and puke and kind of fall to the ground, lay on the ground and look up in the air and everything's spinning. And I almost feel like I'm going to pass out, like right on the edge. But I didn't pass out. I just kind of laid there for a minute, and it just scared me half to death. And my buddy's trying to give me some water and stuff, and you know, I didn't really know what was going on. I had never, besides standing up too fast and almost blacking out from a rush to the head that way, I've never felt like that just because of panicking. So that was my first big panic attack, and I haven't had one since. I've had anxiety, and a lot of anxious moments. But I, started my Lexapro a couple weeks back, and I was only a few days into it when that happened. And they do say that, starting some of these SSRIs, it can cause you to be more anxious at the start, or, more anxiety or more depression could happen when you start taking them. And then it'll get better from there if medication agrees with you. So yeah, I've been on it a little over 2 weeks now. And so far the mornings have gotten, easier. Not counting chickens yet. I don't want to scare myself into, thinking about bad mornings. I'm just trying to stay positive, but it's been a little bit easier. I went out to dinner last night with the family because I know my depression kind of got me this time, not just anxiety, but depression. And so I've been, of course, crying and stuff a little bit more, and a lot more fatigue. And went out with, like I said, went out to dinner, and it was nice getting out, because when you don't want to, the depression, starts kicking your butt, and you're like, you got to get up and you got to get out sometimes, even though, you're shook up or you're anxious, but, I don't see any good in sitting home and that's all, just sit there, I do see a therapist for the first time, and coming up soon. Hopefully I can update you guys on that, and she can give me some pointers, how to deal with it, because I've never had the depressions like that, and so just know that you guys aren't alone. I'll be making more videos, and you definitely inherit some traits from your parents. So if you're wondering if where you got it from, definitely could be from family, or it could not be. I don't know all the answers, but you guys have a good one.